Hey, Sunshine. Can you hear
Hello.
me okay, KK?
Yes.
All right. So, y'all, I am so happy to be here tonight. I wasn't sure. I know everyone, it's Halloween, but it's okay because we are continuing on from last week's discussion on domestic violence. And so last week we had a panel. Oh, by the way, if you don't know me and it's your first time, I'm Selena. So welcome so very much. And if you're returning, welcome back. So anyway, I just want to say that last week we had a panel and we had women who were brave enough to share their truth. We didn't go into great detail because, of course, it was a lot of us on there. It was 4, which is a lot for the short period of time that we're live. But tonight it's just this beautiful young lady on here. And so we're going to take our time and let her share just whatever she's comfortable with sharing tonight. And I'm just so proud of her because she's being brave. And I want you all to give us feedback in the chat, or if you have questions or comments, you can send them to 601-202-0955. And I'll put that across the bottom in just a few minutes. But there's always the chat that you can put your questions or also support to let her know how proud of you, how proud of her that you are for being so young and so brave to share her story. So I just want to say that I believe last week I did say that some of the numbers, it depends on what website you go to. Definitely domestic violence is up during the pandemic worldwide, but it's just the reporting of it is not as high as some of the experts had thought it was going to be. So I just want to make sure, because I'll get to talking real fast sometimes and I didn't complete that all the way. And I just want to make sure that the information that we're sharing on here is correct. All right. So I can't believe it's October 2020. Everybody's ready for this year to be over, but it is almost
Over.
over. So we don't want to rush our days, but we definitely are looking forward to getting out of 2020 because it has been interesting. All right, so I just want to remind you all before KK gets started that tomorrow I will be on Living Essentially with Kristen Cortez. So if you have not accepted the invite and you want to be a part of the live and also get the reminder tomorrow, please be sure to go and accept the invite. And if you don't have one, just send me a message and I will open up that invitation to you. But we'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Living Well Essentially. I think I missed one of the words earlier. So I believe that is it. And that's all I had to say up front. So going forward, we're just going to move into some of the questions with KK. And I just want to introduce her and let her introduce herself. But she is the beautiful KK, and she's from Picayune, Mississippi. But she doesn't live here, but I'm going to let her share her information with you. And then I'll chime back in throughout the conversation. So, KK, I'm going to let you get started, and then we'll ask questions in between, or I'll shoot you some of the comments if that's okay with you.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So you can start by telling us who you are and telling us a little bit about Little Man.
Okay. Well, my name is Katriana Marshall. I am 24. I'm actually from Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, that's right. See, I messed that up. Her mom's not even from here, but okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I currently live in North Carolina. I have a son that is going to be 1 within 2 weeks,
Woo.
and I am a stay-at-home mom.
All right. So, see there? Get me straight, girl. She's from Wichita. That's right. And I just got Picayune on the mind, girl. I'm trying to put Picayune on the map tonight.
I know everybody thinks I'm from
That's from the country,
Picayune.
huh?
I said everybody thinks I'm from Picayune.
I just automatically, like, I didn't even think about what I was saying before I told you, girl. Anyway, I'm the one that's from the little country town of Picayune. So, all right. So, we asked KK because she heard me talking about the panel last week, and I knew that she had experienced some level of domestic violence, and I wasn't sure of her complete story. So I wanted her to come on here and just share what her heart felt like was comfortable to share at this moment on the live. So just we're going to be patient with her, and we're going to take our time because this is a very sensitive topic. And so I'm going to start just by asking you, how did you meet your abuser? Where did you meet him, and how did it all get started?
I met him in trucking school. I was going to school to drive semi trucks, so we ended up at the same school. At first, we didn't really talk, and then later on, we started talking in class, and then we'll go out to eat. And after that, we started school in November, so around December, he wanted me to go. He lives from Atlanta, so he wanted me to go visit his family for Christmas. So I went there, and so then after that, we started like dating pretty much. And so then my birthday came around January 27th. I was 22 at the time, and I was turning 23. And my trainer, she gave me like a surprise birthday party in Las Vegas. It was my first time, so she um got me a nice hotel room, and she was like, "Well, I hope that your boyfriend can come with you," because we both were in training at the time, so we were both like just driving all over the place and would rarely be able to meet up unless we had a break. So he was able to come, so he came and stayed, and so I was there for maybe three to 4 days until my birthday. So then my birthday came. I had woke up. He had ordered room service for breakfast, and then I had a guy friend. He called me from he's in prison, so he called me from prison and he wished me happy birthday. And at the time he didn't like me communicating with other guys, whether they were straight, bi, whatever it was. He didn't want me talking to any guys. So he was mad that I was on the phone talking to him, but I'm like, well, it's my birthday. He wants to call and say happy birthday. He was on speakerphone. He didn't say anything crazy
Out of
or
the way.
threatening.
Yeah.
And I could tell he was mad, but I didn't think it would be like I didn't think it was gonna come to, physical um, turn physical. So I got off the phone and he walked to the window, and so I keep eating and I see him like out the corner of my eye, and then next thing you know, he comes up beside my head and just hits me in my head, and so he starts like choking me and pushing me on the bed, and it uh, I'd say it lasted for about maybe 30 minutes. He took my cell phone and my purse, so he pretty much held me hostage. So I tried to use the hotel room phone, but he unplugged it from the wall. So I was just in there, trying to wait it out. First, I was fighting back, but then I'm like, well, if I continue to fight back, he's gonna continue to hit me. So I'm just like, I'm not even gonna fight back. I'm gonna just, chill out. And so he finally calmed down and went to the bathroom. And so when he went to the bathroom, I got my purse and my phone, and ran out the room and went to another floor. And I had called my mom, and at the time, she's in the military, so at the time she was somewhere out in California in the desert. She really wasn't even supposed to be answering the phone, but she answered the phone. And I told her what happened, and she's like, "Well, I'm getting ready to call the police. He needs to get out of there." I'm like, "No, don't call the police. I don't want you to call the police. I just want him to leave." So he ended up leaving, and I don't remember, either she called the front desk or I called the front desk of the hotel, or went down to the front desk and told them like I don't want him back in the room, and are you able to disconnect the room key from my room so he wouldn't be able to get back up. And so that happened on my birthday, and so I was really upset and really didn't understand because I didn't feel like I had did anything wrong to,
Because you didn't.
yeah, I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. So I was really upset, and it happened on my birthday, and it was my first time in Vegas. So mom was like, "Well, I understand. I'm just glad you're okay. And I tried to continue on with my birthday by myself, and so it was kind of, upsetting and strange. But I tried to still enjoy my time in Vegas.
Good for you. Good for
That was
you.
the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because some young ladies, women, they're not able to tell their story because they were not
Mhm.
able to get out and get to safety. So, I think that it was smart for you to just say, okay, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop
Mhm.
coming back because as long as I swing, he's going to swing and it's only going to, make him
You're right.
more angry, I guess. Everybody doesn't
Mhm.
take that approach, but it works in some cases. And so in your case, I'm so thankful that you were able to grab your stuff, get out, and call your mom.
Yes.
I know she
Yeah.
was a nervous wreck not being able to get to you.
Yeah. She was going crazy a little bit, and she's out in the desert,
Any
so she
mom
couldn't
would
do
be.
much about it.
Yeah, yeah, any mom would be. So, all right. So you got through the Vegas and then you made
Mhm.
it back home. And then what happened after that? Did he reach back out to you and say the normal, I'm sorry? Or was it the you made me do it? Because sometimes they'll put it right back on you.
No, he apologized to me, and he also apologized to my mom for, hitting me and stuff like that, because she had already talked to him and told him, this is my only child and she's my daughter, and whoever, she's with, I want them to understand, that she's that, like, I love her, and that, I want her around, and that I want you to treat her with respect. And so he seemed like he understood that, but on my birthday that wasn't the case. So he apologized, and me being the first time, I've ever been in a domestic violence situation, I thought, like, maybe that was a one time thing. So um fast forward to that. So we're still in trucking school, and so we're in Vegas now. So we left, went our separate ways, and we end up meeting up at the same place we were picking up loads from. So we end up meeting at the same place, and we saw each other, but we didn't say much. And then we end up like texting, and that's when he apologized, and he texted my mom, was a long text. So I thought everything was, you know, okay. Like, he apologized. This is not gonna happen again. I was telling him, we can go to counseling. I'll help you look for a counselor. I'll go with you, or whatever you want me to do. I'll help you or whatever. But he didn't want to. He didn't really want to hear that. He didn't. I feel like when you bring up counseling or therapy, people think that they're crazy,
Right.
when that's not the case. You just need somebody to talk to that won't judge you, and that's this. They're professionals, so or
Right.
go to anger management or something. So
Something, yeah, to get help. But you have to know that you need help before you can go. You have to acknowledge that you need the help. Yeah.
yeah, so you have to want it for yourself, I feel like, and if you
Hmm.
don't want it for
Hmm.
nobody else,
Right.
help you. So that happened, and while we're in training, we planned to team drive together. So we were going to drive, the truck together. So we had this whole plan, and so we started back talking, and so that we still end up driving together. So that was in so my birthday was January, so we started driving together like at the end of February, the middle of February. And in March, we're on the truck, and he got mad because I asked him to turn the music down in the truck, because while he's driving, I'm sleeper. While I'm driving, you're sleeping in the back. He's sleeping in the back. So he would blast the music while I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, I gotta get up in a minute and drive. When you're driving, I'm not blasting the music. So I asked him to turn the music down, and he got upset about that, and so I just blew it off, whatever. And so when I woke up, he was still upset about the music. So he took his anger out on me again, and we started getting physical at a load. We were like the truck was getting loaded. So we got into an altercation there. And we also got into an altercation at a truck stop when we were like taking a break, getting ready to get showers. And then it happened a third time at the same spot. And so then my mom knew. I was texting my mom the whole time. My mom knew, and then she was like, "Well, I'm gonna contact the company." And so I'm like, "Well, I'll contact them." So I messaged the company. It's called a fleet manager, the person over us. And so I emailed him and let him know, and he called, and he was like, "Well, we're gonna have the police come get you off the truck, so you're gonna have to pull over." So the police called me on the phone, stayed on the phone with me until they got close by and could locate the truck, and they end up coming to get me off the truck. But me, um, I'm thinking it's just gonna be one police officer to come get me off the truck. When they came, it was like three state troopers, cars of state troopers with big guns. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I did not want all this to happen. So I'm crying, like, oh my God. I don't want him to get shot or anything like that because, cops and all that. So they got him out the truck, and got me out, and they had to do a report. And I don't feel like they didn't like press charges or take him to jail or anything because they said it wasn't enough evidence that I was being abused. And I feel like police don't take domestic violence serious until you're like beaten and black eyes and near death. So I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of upset about that because he kind of looked a little more beat up than I did because he had a few, scratches, and I just had like a little slight busted lip, but that still, doesn't justify that I wasn't getting abused. But they ended up getting me out the truck and they took me to a hotel, and then I flew back home. And that's when I went home for that time. That's when I found out I was pregnant. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, because that time I'm like, okay, I'm really done. I don't want to get back in a relationship with him. But then I come to find out that I'm pregnant. I'm like, what is going on? So I had to deal with that, and I had to tell him. So when I told him, he was like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. He was asking me what I was gonna do as far as driving trucks, like work. I'm like, I don't know. So I decided that I still wanted to drive trucks, but I didn't let the company know that I was pregnant because I don't know if, they would allow me to still be driving while pregnant. So I decided to, I was going to try to do, hi. I was going to try to drive by myself, but I decided to get back on the truck with him. He was like, "Well, you're pregnant, and I think, I'll be able to, help you out. We're already driving together, and, I know what's going on. So I think you should just get back on the truck with me." And I'm like, I thought about it. My mom was upset. She really didn't want me to go back, considering the fact that, it already had happened twice, and now, um, who wrote that? You did?
I did. I just
Oh.
you you have support in the chat, so I'm telling them make sure y'all send some love.
Oh. And so I decided to get back on the truck thinking he wouldn't try to harm me, and now me and a baby, because I'm pregnant. Um so I got back on the truck. It was only about 2 weeks, and we ended up getting into another situation, but this time I'm pregnant, and I'm pregnant, and we're in California in the desert. We were at some rent, like literally in a desert at some gas station with an old motel, nothing close by. I couldn't call an Uber, couldn't call Lyft, nobody to come get me. Fighting in the truck, and but this time I really thought like I was gonna die or like pass out because he was choking me so hard. And it's a like a window on the side of the truck, and so I pulled the little cloth sleeve, little cover up off of it so people could see me in the truck because there was other people out there, and so I pulled it off so people could see me, and so that made him get off of me, but he still wouldn't let me out the truck and wouldn't let me wouldn't give me my phone. So I was stuck on the truck, and he was just being verbally abusive as well as physical, calling me out my name, telling me, I should get an abortion. This is not his kid, and a lot of other things like that. And
After
so he
telling you to
finally,
come so he can help you out.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I finally got off the truck and I got my phone and called my mom and let her know what was going on. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm in the desert. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know who to call to come get me. If the police come get me, it's gonna take a minute for them to come get me. So my mom talked to him and was like, "Well, just take her, somewhere close. Take her to a truck stop or a store closer to town so that she can get a ride to a room or get to where she needs to be, like some help." So he agreed to drive, take me somewhere closer. So we were driving. He was driving, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, "Well, my phone is about to die, and he doesn't want me to charge it up. You know, he didn't want me to charge it in the truck. He was like, 'This is my truck,' and yada yada yada." I'm like, "This is not your truck. This is the company truck. If we share this truck, you didn't pay for the truck." I'm like, "So I could charge my phone." So he was getting upset. And then so my mom was like, "Well, get off the phone and just save your battery and call me when you get there." So he was still, I was texting her and he was trying to see who I was texting and he couldn't see because he was driving. So he was like, who you texting? Who you texting? Slapping the phone out of my hand. And so he was like, he pulled over on side of the road, but he was still driving slowly. So he pulled over on side of the road. He was like, you need to get out. He told me to drop and roll or something like that. I said, "I'm not getting out." He was trying to take the seatbelt off me. I'm like, "I'm not getting out right here. We still in the desert. I'm not getting out." So I called my mom back and she was like, "I don't understand why you keep doing this. You just take her somewhere." And so he started getting disrespectful with her. And then next thing you know, he comes up beside my head again and hits me. And so at that time my mom was still on the phone, so she heard me like scream and cry or whatever. So she started losing it. And he finally took me to we got to a Walmart and I got off the truck. So a truck sits up high. So you have to step down and there's certain handles you gotta grab and I have a big duffel bag with my stuff in it. So as I'm climbing down, he throws my duffel bag at me. Luckily, I was holding on right properly to the truck because sometimes you just hop out. And so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, fall or anything. So then he left and I called the police and then they came. I'm sitting inside. I think it was Burger King inside the Walmart. Sitting inside Burger King, sweaty, looking a mess. And they came. They talked to me. Then he had to wait on backup. And by that time, I called. Either I called or something. I think I called his sister or his mom and told them what happened. And she told him to come back up to the Walmart. So he came back up, and then the police came and they asked if I wanted to press charges, and I'm like, yeah, this time, I want to press charges. I'm pregnant, and you still decide to do this. Yes, I want to press charges. So he was upset. He's like, "Are you serious? Are you really gonna do this?" When they put him in the handcuffs, "Are you really gonna do this? You don't love me, and you're the." I'm just like, I didn't. You brought this upon yourself, but I thought he was gonna stay in jail for at least a few days, but he was able to sign himself out and get out.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I didn't understand that, and we were
Mm-mm.
supposed to have a court date, but we never went back to have a court date. But at that time, about time I got home, I was over it. I was done. I didn't want to drive trucks anymore. And then on top of that, I was pregnant. So I was like 2 months pregnant, and I started getting sick. Like it wasn't morning sickness; it was all day sickness. So I
All
started
day.
getting sick. So I was stuck in my room. I stayed in my room most of the time until the doctors gave me medicine, and it started, helping me a little bit. But so So I was just in my room, pretty much like kind of depressed at the time, because I had started driving trucks. I had finally started and barely got into it really good, and then that happened. I was getting abused, and then I got pregnant and still was getting abused while I was pregnant. Now I'm at home stuck in my room sick, can't get out the bed. So I was pretty depressed, and it was still an ongoing battle with him. Not so much like at first being physically abusive, just verbally and just mentally, start
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
stress you out, and plus with a baby. So I was unhappy for the like my whole pregnancy. And every time I would get a little excited about, bringing um a baby into the world, he'll do something and I'll just be like, "Oh my God, not again." I was crying like my whole pregnancy. So I don't it was just a lot, and then I would still try to be like mutual and be cordial because we're about to have
Have a
a
baby
baby.
together. Mhm.
So he would want me to come to Atlanta to visit him and his family or whatever, because they don't want to see me, or I guess I don't know. So I volunteered to go down there, and my mom was really upset that I decided to go down there. And so he came and he picked me up, and we went. And then on the on the way back, before we left, he was upset. I forget why. I think it's because he
He
didn't
just
know who I
lives
was texting.
upset. Yeah, he stays upset.
Yes, he didn't know who I was texting. The whole time I'm texting my mom because she's really concerned
Right.
about me and the baby. So and I was 5 months turning 6 months. So she was really concerned. I'm like, well, we're on the way back. He's upset because he doesn't know who I'm texting. So on the way back, um, he was listening to music really loud. I didn't care. I'm quiet in the passenger seat. I don't care what you do about just I'm just trying to get home safe. I done made it through this trip. Now I'm trying to get back home. And so he had the music up really loud, and my aunt Sean called me on accident. So I'm trying to answer, but before I answered, I'm like, well, can you turn the music down a little bit? And so he looks at me and gets mad because he doesn't know who's calling me. And so before I answered, she ended up hanging up. She didn't mean to call. And so he was mad about that. And he got even more mad. And I asked him to pull over because I needed to use the bathroom. He was like, well, you better hurry up before I leave you. So I go to the bathroom and come back out. He's still mad. And I'm texting my mom, let her know, what's going on and all this. So she knows the whole rundown. And so we're on the road somewhere I think we're in North Carolina by this time. Still had a few hours to go, and he was mad because he didn't know who I was texting, and so he got on his phone and started calling girls from his phone, talking to them, and I'm just like, that don't have nothing to do with me. That's your phone. I don't care. We're not in a relationship. We haven't been in a relationship for a long time, so I can't get mad about that. So he's still mad about who I'm texting. Slaps the phone out my hand again, and then he bangs my head up against the window, and he tries to put me out on the side of the road. Like he pulled over this time in the car. He pulled over and unbuckled my seatbelt to open the door. I'm like, I'm not getting out right here. I'm not getting out right here. And so I called my mom once I picked up my phone. I called her and let her know. And so by this time, I'm really just frustrated. Like I've had enough because I've been trying to be nice and understanding and still, trying to communicate with you, and you still do this. Like,
Just yeah.
and so I was upset. She was like, "Well, just go to a truck stop, go to a gas station, and we'll come pick you up." Talking about her and her husband, we'll come pick you up. And I'm like, I'm not getting out at a gas station. No, he need to take me home. Duh, 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 duh. I done came all the way out here. He need to take me home. And so she's like, just get out, get out. I'm like, no, he need to take me home. And so so he decided to meet, like drive a little closer so my mom would have a long ways to drive. And he tries to leave me at the truck, it's a truck stop. So he tries to leave me at the truck stop, gets my suitcase and all my stuff out the car and puts it outside. And I'm like, you're not about to leave me here at a truck stop with my luggage and stuff. Like, I feel like I'm going to be looking like homeless or something. This is a truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not about to, no. So my mom was upset because I wouldn't get out, but I'm like, I'm not getting out. And then I feel like, he had started getting nervous because I don't know if he thought like the police was gonna come with him or whatnot. So they end up coming to get me, and then he got into a situation with my mom's husband. So it was a big ordeal out there. So then we finally left, and it was just a lot to deal with while being pregnant.
Being pregnant, yeah.
And
And thank God that you have your mom to call. At any given time, I'm calling mama and she's
yeah, oh,
answering. You
speed
know,
dial.
don't speak down. She's like, "Where are you? I'm on the way to get my baby."
Oh, speed dial. Yeah, she
Golly.
was ready. I
She
rather say,
ready.
well, yeah. She was like, well, you need to call the police before you call me. Well,
She is the
I don't
police.
know.
You're
Yeah.
like, she is the police.
Look, the situation better than they know. They really don't be caring, like I said, until you near death.
Right. Yeah.
So I would call her first. So that went by, and then months went by, and then it was a baby shower, and that was my first time seeing him since that incident. And it went well. It wasn't, he didn't really talk much. He was just there and him and his family. And then I gave birth. My baby shower was in October, and I gave birth in November. And I was in labor for, oh Lord, like 2 days.
Oh
I was in
goodness.
labor for 2 days.
Goodness gracious.
He was there the whole time. I induced my own labor to make sure, he could be there to witness his son being born. Um, and after I gave birth, he said like he didn't want me to put my baby on social media for I think he said like 2 months, no, a month. I said I was gonna wait a week, but he said just wait a month. I'm like, whatever, fine, I'll wait a month, whatever. And so my best friend, I only have two best friends. My best friend FaceTimed me to see the baby, so I showed her the baby, and he got upset with me while at the hospital hours after giving birth. He got upset, excuse me. He was like, I told you not to put him on social media. I said, what do you mean on social media? This is FaceTime. This is my best friend. She wanted to see the baby. So he was upset about that. And so like once I got off the phone and my mom wasn't there yet, she was on her way back up to the hospital. And he like bucked up at me like he was, getting ready to hit me, but he caught himself and I had my baby in my arms. And so I'm like, I started crying. I'm like, you have to go. I'm not leaving. Yes, you have to go. If you don't go, you're probably gonna go to jail today. This is in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I waited till my mom got there, and he knew that he was gonna have to leave when she got there, and so he left. And I was at the hospital by myself with my baby, and my mom was able to get off work, so she would come up there because I was not getting any sleep at all. So that's how that's going.
Wow. Um, you do have supporters on here saying that you're strong
Yes,
and
I see that.
brave. We have you're brave, you're strong, you're too pretty to go through that. No, you didn't do anything wrong. Your main biggest fan, your main supporter, biggest fan is your mom. And what a blessing to be able to call her because um, they'll put you through some stuff and they'll tear you down and you will start to question your self-worth. And, you know, I'm so happy for you and the baby because he is such an adorable little man. And Aletha says, God bless you. Um, He's such an adorable little baby, and it's unfortunate that you had to experience that. You know, you're young, you're trying to get your license to drive the trucks and
Mhm.
do what your heart's desire. You know, that's what you're working toward. Because at that age, you're still trying to find your way and figure out what it is that you want to do. And
Mhm.
you know, we fall for people when we really don't know who they are. And we
At
try to
all.
give them chance after chance after chance. And in that, we try to do 100%. You know, I'm going back in, I'm going to give it my best shot. So, especially once you have a child, you know, having a
Mhm.
baby, having a child puts a whole new spin on the situation because most of us want to have our families together. So you do what
Mhm.
you can in order to have that union, you know, to have that support system for your baby, boy or girl, whatever that you have that you're carrying about to give birth to, you want it to have the mother and the father. But
Mhm.
sometimes we're not able to have that. So I know that you're strong, and I just want to, you know, tell you again how proud I am of you. And you did an awesome job telling the story. Like,
Thank you.
I feel like we were there.
No,
Oh,
y'all don't want to be there.
look, there's Mama. There's that number one cheerleader. Like, she about to jump over states to get to her baby, and I don't blame her.
Mhm. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all. Shoot, you don't need the police. You call Step. She gonna get them.
Mhm.
But yes, well, what I'm saying is that you did a really good job explaining, you know, so that
Mhm.
young women can hear that you can't change abusers. You cannot change these men, even though you're willing to go to counseling with them, you're willing to try to help. And I think as women, we try to fix. Oh, okay, well,
Mhm.
I'll fix him, I'll help him, I'll be there to support him, I'll love him enough. If I just show him how much I love him and how much I care for him. And, you know, if I get a phone call, I'm constantly showing him, you know, who's calling. Ooh, let's see who's
Mhm.
um I'm going to show him who's calling on my phone and give him the password. We shouldn't have to live like that. You know, you're not asking
Mhm.
to police his phone. So why can't I talk to my mom? Why can't I show my baby on social media? What are his reasonings? You know, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. I think that was sent. Yeah, she says that you're brave. She is so brave. Yes, she is. So, did you have anything else you wanted to share with us, KK?
Um,
Baby will be one.
yes, he will be born November 12th, and
He
he's
is the
not.
happy ending to this story.
Yeah, he's not having a birthday party because of the quarantine, and I don't want him to, oops, what's going on? Can you see me?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's not having a birthday, but he's going to have a photo shoot.
Okay.
But other than that, we're inside. Quarantine style.
Quarantine. He's keeping
Quarantine
y'all
and
busy,
party.
huh?
Yes. Ooh.
And I just
I
want to
can't
say,
wait to get
it
some
was,
sleep.
girl, but you look beautiful. You look all radiant and bright. You don't look like you're lacking anything,
Thank you.
including.
That's what that good makeup do.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell us what kind of makeup that is.
Some drugstore. I think it's Neutrogena.
What?
Yeah. You
Well,
just
it
gotta
looks
know how to put it
amazing.
on.
I guess so. You're gonna have to give us a tutorial. So, since we're on that topic, let us know what your Facebook page is and what you're doing on social media.
Well, for
What
years
you're
I
getting
wanted to,
ready to start. Yeah, what you're getting ready to start back up.
yeah, for years I wanted to start YouTube, and I finally took the step to start while I was pregnant, and I started doing my YouTube videos, and being, more active on social media, uploading makeup videos. I had a hair tutorial, but I never uploaded it, and like just regular, day in my life vlogs. But once I had my son Zamir, I kind of, stepped back from it because he was taking up, he takes up a lot of time and a lot of my attention. So I said I'm gonna try to start back soon, and
Soon. Yes.
yes, and I'm on YouTube, Facebook business page, and also Instagram. And my name on there is XOXO Serenity. And I don't know if I'm able to. Am I able to type on here?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, I think I can.
Can
So I
you?
can type it out. Let's see if I can send it. I've never
I'm
been.
trying to.
Oh,
Is it SE?
I think it went to a private chat. Do you
Did you
see
send
it?
it? Let me see. Yeah, I see it. Let's see.
It's XOXO SERINITY. And that is on Facebook. Yes, that's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I should be back shortly. So stay
Yes,
tuned.
I'm excited about that. So I said that the baby was a happy ending. He
Mhm.
was a story, but he really was just a happy ending to that particular chapter, because now you're going to come back new and you're going to blow up, and we're going to come back and show, because right now you're showing that yes, we can get out of abusive situations. Yes, we can be successful, and you're going to go forward, and you're going to do this, and you're going to pull the baby into your YouTube, into your vlog, so that
Mhm.
you can get to know KK and baby and
Yes, the mom life.
the mom life. I mean, because so many women need to see this. We're quarantined. People are watching videos, and where you were in the bed depressed, you can help someone else. And I truly believe that you did not go through this just for you. You went through this, you came out of this, and it's going to be helpful and a blessing to someone else, some other young woman, older woman, because you're assigned to certain people. And
Mhm.
don't ever think that it's so saturated that no one is going to listen, that you are not designed to help, because you are. It's someone that is looking for you to say, if KK can do it, I can do it. And you did
Mhm.
an excellent job at sharing your story with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. And I'm so glad that one call is all it takes to get to your mom, because she's
One call, that's all.
one call, that's all. And you are here to tell the story. You're safe. The baby is safe, and he's about to be a year old. And that is an amazing story with a great ending to that particular chapter.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm glad that you were able to give us your testimony tonight. And I think that concludes the show. And we'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all look at KK's beautiful face, so, and what her name is on social media, so we can support her and encourage her. Look, show her some love. Let me go back to the comments, make sure I didn't miss any. Yes, you are strong. We are about the affirmations over here, and just make sure you continue to remind yourself that I am worthy, because you are. I am beautiful, because Lord knows you are. You are loved, because yes, yes, you are. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. It's what you believe about you. And you believe in your bravery tonight. You believed, I'm courageous enough. I can do this without hesitation. I'm just going to tell y'all, this young lady came on here tonight without hesitation, ready to tell her story. So I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm believing that this is truly a blessing for someone, that if she can, at how old, KK? 20
I'm 24. I was
now,
23.
at 23 years old. And I think Orisha last week was 23, but when she went through, she was like 16. So this is a totally different age group that we're reaching out to tonight to say, and I believe I have the banner with the phone numbers too. I want to put that up there real quick before we go, to say that, hey, I went through, but I made it through. You know, I went through it, but I made it through it as well. So here's the phone numbers. Make sure you call the hotline if you need help. They're there to give you assistance with information about shelters, information about how you can get restraining orders, whatever it is that you need. I know I had guns put to my head, scared to sleep, sleeping with one eye open, you know, head up against it was beat up against the, what you call it, the window in the car. You know, you don't know if you're going to live through the next day. And I refuse to raise my children in that environment. And you did the same. You don't want to raise an abuser. You don't want your children to see that this is okay and have to live through such, I don't know, in such an environment. You don't want that for them. We want the best for our children. And you would think that the other parent would want the same thing and at least be able to co-parent with you in a civil manner, you know? And you tried that. So you walk away with your head held high saying, I gave him multiple opportunities to do the right thing by me and our son, and he chose not to. He made a choice not to do that. So we're doing an excellent job with the baby, and I can't wait for you to share the photo shoot. And so I think that's it for tonight. I'm not going to keep going on and on because we've been on here an hour. We made an hour just
really? I was talking that much?
Just the two of us. And I didn't even have to ask you any questions because you were on it, you know? So that was
talking that much. I don't feel like I'm a talker, and I was talking that much.
You did it, girl. When it's,
I'm glad I did.
Think about like that timeline, you was hitting it. I was here. This is what happened. And then fast forward, you even fast forward, girl, fast forward to this point. This is what happened. And, you know, let's see. What did Aletha say? You ladies are saving someone's life. That doesn't get out. Yes. It's hard. It is hard sometimes to get out of that stuff. And it's so important. Now, I got to say this before we go. The support system, oh my God, that is so important. Like being able to call your mom, being able to call your grandmother, your best friend, anyone that is able to listen without that judgment, that you can say, listen, I went back, and you can call them and say, hey, and you did that with your mom. And every time you call, now one time did you say, I called mom and she didn't answer? She ended up not supposed to be on the phone, and she answered. And that is so important when it is time for people to get out. But for those that do not have that, the number that I put up, if you don't have anyone to call that's in your immediate circle, make sure you call the hotline, because there is someone out there that is ready to answer your call, ready to get you to safety. So don't take it lightly. Don't think that it won't happen to you, because if they've done it before, they'll do it again. And you're not always able to walk away and tell the story. We're so thankful to be looking at this young lady's beautiful face, and that she was able to tell her story tonight. She doesn't even know how thankful to God we are. So we're going to keep telling her how beautiful she is and how happy we are that she's here. But we want everyone to be able to get out that has found themselves in an abusive situation. And if this story can help you recognize those red flags and get out before you get like too far in, because when you get deep in, you're like, well, let me at least try, and you make excuses for them, and you come up with these stories. Well, he's just this, or maybe he's just tired, or girl, he ain't nobody even told you that. You're just coming up with things to make an excuse for his behavior, and there is no excuse for that behavior. You did not grow up to be someone else's punching bag. So anyway, I think that's it because I'll get my neck will get to rolling, my nostrils will get flaring. When it comes to abuse, like I have been sitting on this for so long, but when it comes to abuse, I would be like you. I would be going on and on. And even though I may not always be able to remember straight specifics of the story, you knew where you were, you went into the Burger King, you were at the truck station. Some of those I may not, I know it happened. I know the verbal, I know the physical, I know the sexual happened, and I am passionate about it, about helping somebody else avoid these situations, get children out of these situations, recognize them, listen when someone tells you it's happening, and be there as a support system. You made it through, and we're here to help one another, and that is why we're here tonight. Is trying to help you. That means I'm talking too much. That's the reason that we're here tonight, to try and help you avoid this. And so you don't have to be here telling these types of stories because they're not healthy and they're not good. But good can come out of it. Look at that beautiful face. And if you know that great came out of it because he is a little man that is super smart and is going to be great. Okay? So thank y'all for joining in. Thank y'all for giving KK all the love that you did during her testimony. And we're going to sign off so she can go take care of her baby because her mama going to be busting in saying, "He go get your baby."
Yes.
Get your baby so I can get some work done, girl.
Uh-huh.
All right, KK. Well, tell everybody bye-bye.
All right, bye. See you later.
Mwah. Keep it smiling, sunshine.